up everybody? It's Tuesday morning and it's absolutely freezing. Before we get started with today's session, I'll just let you know that yesterday I did my usual run. I did 5k easy with 8 hill strides and then another 5k really easy, just to prepare myself for this week. Today I'm digging up a session from quite a while ago. At my old club, there's a coach there called Phillip Lowther, and he ran the Thursday evening sessions for years and years and years, and he's the chap that actually got me into coaching. But the session that I always think of when I think of Phil is called the 8s, and we'll call it the Lowther 8s. So basically you do 8 minutes at your marathon pace, and then you do 8 minutes at your half marathon pace. You can guess what's coming, 8 minutes at your 10k pace, and then you finish off with 8 minutes at your 5k pace. So the session starts off pretty easy, but quickly turns into something quite special. It's freezing cold today. I was going to use a point of view camera, but I've had to put the hat on that covers my ears, so I'll be carrying the camera. I'm not sure what the footage is going to turn out like because it's so dark in the morning now, but if there's anything usable in there, I'll edit it out and I'll stick it on. But for now, warm-up's finished. Saying warm-up, I'm still frozen. We'll get on with it and I'll see you in a bit. Right, here we go. There we go, that's that 8 minutes done. There we go, now it gets hard. Oh wow, right, I'm going to get my breath back before I talk. Hello doggy, I'll see you in a minute. Well, there we go, session over. Thank you very much, Phillip Lowther. That one is a absolute lung buster of a session. I got to be really honest with everybody, when I started doing that session today, I really didn't think I'd be able to manage that 5k section at the end. I was feeling tired and my legs were feeling wooden. I just had no zip in me. But progression training sessions are really, really good at teaching you how to find that extra little bit to dig that extra bit deeper, which is vital for your races. If you can get used to doing some good progressive runs when you're doing your races and you're getting tired towards the end, it helps you just dig that little bit deeper and find the extra reserve that you didn't know you had. While we're mentioning Phil, I've also got to give a shout out to his partner Anita, because that's somebody else who really inspired me when I first started running. Just for context, she's another Masters runner, won the Wales Vest numerous times, and is currently the holder of the age grade record at Adidas Parkrun, and from memory I think it's 91.73%. so yeah, she's an absolute beast of a runner. So hello to both of you. Thank you for the 8th session, Phil. And I'm going to get this cool down finished now, and then I've got to go to work. So till next time, I'll see ya. Morning everybody, and welcome to Thursday. As usual, Thursdays are session days, and this one's quite a stinker, this one. This is called the Devil's Intervals because there's a lot of sixes involved in this one. So it's 6 by 400, and that's going to be at 5k pace, more of a warm-up kind of introduction, and that's off 60 seconds rest. And then we'll go up a gear, then we'll go to 6 times 400. That's got to be faster than my 5k pace, and again that's off 60 seconds recovery. And then we'll finish the session with some really hard 6 by 100 meters, and they're all off 60 seconds recovery. The recoveries are all going to be walks. It's more about consistency and getting the efforts really hard and consistent, and what it is, an absolute all-out blast. So enough wittering on, let's get this camera on the head clip and let's go for a run. Let's enjoy this one. Okie dokie, let's get this first 400 done. Oh, first one, bang on pace. Oh. Right, that one was the last 400. Cocked it up already. That's a 400's done, but number 5 of the 6 I miscounted, and I thought that was a 200, so I went off running like a stab rat. Never mind. Ooh, a bit too quick, 316. Getting excited for the 100s. But that's 6 done. Now 6 by 600s off 60. 666. Right, I'm going to set this now separately so I can edit it out if I don't hit the targets. I want these to be about 3 minutes a kilometre, or hopefully a touch under. And if I don't get it, you won't hear this because I'm going to chop it out. Here we go. $2.55. That'll do. 1 down, 5 to go. That said 250 something. Not sure what it was. But sub 3. So all good so far. Three down, 3 to go. There we go, session done. I did manage to hit all the targets, even though the battery did run out towards the end. But there we go. I did think it was going to be pushing my luck for how much footage I could actually record today. But good session in the bag. Tomorrow's Friday, which is a rest day. Saturday is obviously parkrun day, where I will be doing a hard effort. And I'm going to be giving it a go with some trainers that I haven't tried before on hard efforts. I've been trying my new Pro 4s, my Adidas Pro 4s, on some long runs, and they've been doing really well, but I've not done any 5k work in them yet. So I'm either going to use those, or I'm going to use the shoes that I've got on now. Let me show you these beauties. So there we go. They're the Nike Original Alpha Fly in the Eckerden colourway. I absolutely love these trainers. The snag is though, I actually bought them for a marathon, and this pair have always been a little bit too firm. I've never had a comfortable run on the longer distance in them. But I brought them out today for some rapid work, and they felt fantastic. So I might wear these on Saturday at Parkrun and see how we get on. But yes, probably one of the rarest shoes around. Almost very new pair of original Alpha Flies in the Eckerden colourway. I probably should auction them off and then retire on the money from that. But enough whittering on. I'm going to get my cool down done, and then I've got to go to work. So I'll see you at Parkrun. Morning everybody, it's Saturday, and that can only mean one thing: it's Parkrun day. And today I'm at the Groe car park. I'm going to do a full send, and for today's little extra I'm trying out my Adidas Pro 4s to see what they're like on a hard 5k, and I've managed to pick out some decent socks to go with them, so let's have a look at them. So I'm a bit late. I'm going to crack on now with my warm-up. I'm going to put the camera as usual on the little clip on the cap, and we'll go for a run. I'll see you in a minute.
Close to the front for our 25 minutes there, you alright?
3:54. Come on, no fading.
Not today.
3:54, that second one.
Come on, gents. Well done, Robbie Junior.
On your right. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. And the socks.
Keep going.
Whoever's improving, everyone's improving. Well done.
Good job.
Well done, well done. Well done.
Well, that's the Parkrun done, and it was a nice little confidence builder after last week's debacle. Took it quite sensible for the first couple of kilometres, and then increased the effort and just went all out for the last kilometre, and got quite a reasonable, respectable time out of this one. So waiting for the official results, but it's certainly in the 19s, the low 19s. So Parkrun done, long run tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Ta-ra for now. Morning, and welcome to my Sunday long run. And today I'm following the River Severn upstream, and I'm going to run up to the Havern Forest to the car park, and that'll be my turnaround point, and then I run all the way back. It's one of my favourite runs, to be honest, for a long run. It's got a mixture of everything, but it's got a lot of elevation, a lot of undulating terrain. So I get to do some nice, easy and steady work on the downhills and flats, and when I get to an incline, I get to lean into it and put a bit of work in. So a nice varied run, and one that I really enjoy doing, so time seems to fly by quickly. So I'll take you along the journey. I'll keep vlogging parts of it, little points of interest, and let's get this run done. So we're just over 5k into this run now, and I'm really settling into my stride and enjoying this. It's absolutely stunning scenery. I'll just do a sweep of the camera. How can you not enjoy running in a place like this? But we're also getting into the meaty part now, where we get the undulations, and that's the bit that I really enjoy, and that's the bit where we get some good training effect from. So I'll turn the camera around now so you can see what I'm looking at, and then we'll have a look at the next milestone, either 10 kilometre or something interesting to see. So let's have a look where we're going. This farm on top of this rise, they do have some working dogs, so I might get a little friendly hello from them as I go by. Here we go, right on cue. Couldn't have timed that better. And some cows. I don't know if this is showing on camera, but it's just a constant uphill at the moment, and it's good practice for working on running form. I'm just making sure I'm standing tall. I'm making sure I'm not hinging at the hips, and I'm just putting a gentle lean from the ankles, and all that does, it puts the centre of gravity in front of my feet, so I actually get a bit of help. I'm, in one sense of the word, I'm falling forward and having to move my legs to keep up with that fall. Still hard though. Still got to put the work in, but it does help. We're nearly cresting this little rise now. Look at this valley. That is absolutely beautiful. And now we get the recovery. Because what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just let the brakes off and just freewheel down this hill, which means I'm not going to lose any pace, but I am going to get a nice rest and recovery while I'm still running. This is why Sunday long runs are my favourite. I'm just enjoying this. Yeah, I've got some work to do. I've got to lean into the hills, but this is just peace and quiet. This is just me enjoying myself. How can you not like this? Look at that view. Wow. That's where we're heading, towards the Havering Forest. That is an absolutely epic view. Whoop. And down there, right in the bottom of the valley, that's the River Severn. So here's the drop down to the Havant Forest car park. This is normally rammed with people, absolutely bursting at the seams with tourists, but I think the recent rainy weather has scared quite a few off. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go up the trails today. I'll wait for the good weather because I've got my road shoes on. So I'll turn around here, I'll press my lap button, and then I'll know how long it's taking me to get here. And then obviously when I stop back in Llanidloes, I'll know how long the return journey took. That's the lap button. To look at the colours as well now. We've gained that much altitude, it's gone from the lush greens of the lowland areas. We're starting to get a lot of browns, brackens, just because we're so high up now. There we go, just covered 15 kilometres. Hang on, car coming. I'll just go to the inside. Taking it nice and easy now, it's mostly downhill. Heartbeat 120, so nice and low. Not using any effort on this, I'm basically just freewheeling and just enjoying the run. Still enjoying the scenery. Got a cattle grid here, hang on. I don't want to break an ankle. There we go. So down in the valley, there's the River Severn. Doesn't look so big and powerful there, does it? But we're right close to the source. So a few miles further downstream, it'll be much bigger than that. So there we go, 15.2 kilometres. Let's just keep enjoying this. We're probably a good 20 minutes away from the next fuel stop. Okay, so we're just approaching the farm on the brow of the hill. It's got the working dogs. Let's see how close I can get before they hear me. They're all safely in kennels. There's no problem here. Just a little game I play, see how close I can get. There we go. Right up to them. Best ever. I think I caught him napping then. And here we go. Let's flip this camera up, then I can see. 22.95 kilometres. So, another really good session in the bag. A lot of it was easy. There was some steady running in there, and some of the inclines I might have upped it close towards threshold. I'm going to put some data on the screen. Let's just make some room for that. So we'll start first of all with data from the run, the distance, all that kind of malarkey, the pace. And then the next one, I'll put the elevation profile on. I've been showing that all the way through with little arrow markers anyway, but I'll put it on again. And then finally, I'll put on the splits, because I pressed the lap button at the turnaround point. So I'm hoping, if all's gone well, the run back was a touch quicker than the run out. It should be, looking at the elevation profile, but never say never. So there we go, week over. Not sure of the exact distance I've covered this week. It's in the low 80s. That's where I seem to be, the average that I seem to be doing my base training, about 80 kilometres. I have built it back up. That's another thing I should do. Let's put that on there. So that's my weekly mileage. The big spike is Equinox, and then I had a recovery week after, and then as you can see I just gradually built the distance up to where I am now. And that wasn't done by accident, that was done on purpose, that was calculated. That's coming back from a huge run sensibly. What I don't want to do is go straight out after something really long and hard to do and go straight back into full mileage, because I'd have just been having time off with injury. So there we go, week over. I'll sign off there and I'll say, Sithy.